Welcome back to Posts and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4. We're Semien. We're going for the Shemot Is Not achievement. Yes, we have to convert all of Egypt to Judaism. And we have to, choose some Jewish community aspect, which is the trivial part of the whole thing. We are at war against our former overlord, Ethiopia. Second war. First one we took a decent chunk. This time we're kind of here to take more. And we don't even have a friend that's going to be peeved when we do so. Now, end of last episode, I decided not to straight up go into RC here. Because they're going to end their siege phase before we arrive. They have a 14% chance, which is not huge, but they do have a 14% chance of taking RC. And then we'd be attackers into mountains. I don't want that. Now, we did start a move into Hadia, which I'm not sure is correct. Arrived on the 5th of December. That's like 2 or 3 days after the siege of RC. It should be fine. Just worried that we might spend so much time walking to Hadia that we're still locked into our movement afterwards, but we shouldn't be. I think this is fine. What else is going on? We have a bit of a disaster going on because we have some overextension because we took some land of the folks over here. Obviously, we're going to have some overextension for a while. This one will go away in a bit when these cores are done, but we're going to take more land from Ethiopia, and then that's going to be a problem again. So, high legitimacy would be a thing, but we don't have that. There's really not much we can do at all, other than not take land, which seems terrible. Or somehow get that legitimacy up, which is just going to take a long time. Don't think there are big cheats here. There was something? That was probably just an event, right? That had a chance of giving me legitimacy. I feel like it's just an event. Oh. But looking at these numbers up here, I see we have 43 power projection, which means that if we were to scornfully insult a rival, we would be over 50 and gain some extra monarch points. Certainly should be doing that. My rivals are Ajuran, Ethiopia, and nobody. So the only option currently is you, I think. Unless inciting you while at war does something? Can I even do that? No. No. So you, we don't have a choice. No. So I can go ahead and say Ajuran. You stink quite a bit. It does cost me 5 prestige. Will actually make Adar like me more. And Ethiopia, funnily enough. But the other reason we're doing this is to gain 10 power protection, to be over 50. They know nothing about running a state, indeed. And now, as you'll see, because we're above 50, we get 111 monarch points every month, which is huge. Now, we could have considered... No, I wouldn't have done anything. Not much, anyway. Could have considered waiting for the yearly tick, which is soon, so we don't lose that 1 yearly immediately. But since eclipsing Elodia and declaring war on Ethiopia are also going to tick down, I think this is not actually helpful. Would I be able to embargo these folks while we're still at war? Because yes, I can. Good. Let's do that. Mr. Rival, that's going to give me some extra power protection. And this way we won't be able... Well, we won't have to do it when we have to choose after this war, because that's something you cannot do. Alright, this is still a stupid thing popping up and down. That's fine. That's fine. That's Miltech we could take. Is there any reason I'm not taking Miltech? I don't think there is. We completed our idea group. No, I think that just isn't. It's not a great Miltech or anything, right? And some infantry fire for us. But I don't really see why not. Is there anything I would be looking to spend it on? I mean, generals would be nice, but I'll take tech over generals for sure. We're not gonna harshly treat anybody, I don't think. Yeah, I think this is... I mean, technically I could spend millpower to strengthen government. try and get out of that civil war. That's pretty last-ditch effort kind of thing. How much do we think this is going to happen? So we get it from overextension at least 10%. It doesn't say here that that high levels of overextension give you more. I don't know if it would. It should say, I think. So we get 1 a month. We have 90 to give. Well, 89 to give, I suppose. So that's math. I mean, it's very, very hard math. It is 89 divided by 12, 7.4 years. That's actually quite some time. I think if we get it takes like 3 years or something to core. So if we don't dawdle too long, we should be fine. Yeah. So that means I will take the Miltech here. Be ahead of time, which I don't think gives me anything. No. Not for military. I mean, it makes our military better, which is obviously in itself quite valuable. Decent workshop in Demia we could build. Okay, marketplace, terrible temples. I mean, I say decent, it's a very good workshop. 0.4, that's manufactory territory. So I want that. Question is, do I want it now? The answer is probably yes. What are we doing here anyway? What's our agenda? We want to build a dock. Ugh. I guess I'll do that first. Bah. Bah. This makes me feel sick. So here comes the siege tick. They didn't get it, so we could have walked in there. And now I'm going to straight up go into RC and crush them. We should get the defender bonus, I think, because they're attacking a fort. Again, capital forts are kind of weird in some ways, but I still think this is going to work out fine. And yeah, they got the -2 from the mountains, so they should really hurt. They did some good rolls, so we're probably not going to get the stack wipe, unfortunately. Did cause some pain. Ooh, shock damage received reduction. Very excellent. Now, technically, we could have considered to let them siege down RC. Military access from the Ottomans. That must be a Mamluk war, right? Can't see what else would cause Mr. O to ask for access here. So I could have let them siege down RC with the idea of being able to then siege it back myself for that extra war score. However, I would not have gotten the good battle in the mountains and things would have been a bit annoying. I think it's fine to do it this way. This is gonna kill me. So Mr. O, yeah, I'm looking war. I'm gonna let them in. I mean, it's not like military access through me matters. I mentioned this before. Ooh, this is scary. That's not what I mentioned before. In general, it is good for me if the Mamluk is weak. Okay, they're not running here. Where are you running? Where are you running? I think I'll chase these down. I'll try to. So a weak Mamluk is a good Mamluk, right? What's that event again? Once again, I'll have disloyal rabbis, I suppose. Which sucks because we didn't take their stuff. But, I mean, I don't see how I could... No, this is just too good. And, oh well, definitely too big a trade-off here to not click this button. I thought we talked about this, Mr. Rabbi. That Sabbath thing, I mean, it's nice and all, but it comes to matters of state, surely they're more important. that you're having a day off. I'm sure that's an actual issue that rulers have to deal with. Especially in, well, I was about to say in Jewish countries. I guess there's only one at the moment, isn't there? Anyway. What are we gonna do about all this? I have very good income. Why is this so good? Oh, that's a lot of war reps. How am I getting 10 ducats in war reps? That must have been a monthly thing, right? Who's even paying me war reps? Surely it's not Ethiopia. So it must be Elodia? Did I take war reps from them? Shouldn't I be able to see that somewhere? Wait. War reparations. From Elodia. From Elodia. Yes, that's you. So clearly 9.16 ducats must have been a one-time event thing. I'm sure they're not making 90 ducats a month. So we can't rely on the gain of 8 ducats here at all. So I'm not going to buy an advisor right now, even though I really want to. Alright. What was I talking about before? Right. So weak Mamluk is a good Mamluk, but an Ottoman Egypt would be... That certainly adds some time to this campaign here. I don't want to lose... Ugh. Yeah, we're going to lose government reform progress. Now... I mean, we don't want to. It was mentioned in the comments somewhat recently, on a different campaign, but somewhat recently by Frederick, I think. Pronounced slightly differently, but roughly Frederick. That for an event like this, I could potentially spend, or at least at that point I've spent some government reform progress, so as to not lose it, essentially. And we could do that here, I think. I think I could click... no, the next click is gonna be 24 points. I thought this would be 20 and 22 points, and then we'd be exactly at 0 and this wouldn't hurt. So we'd essentially only spend, what's that? 17 points for 40, for 40 governing capacity, which would be kind of nice. I'm not making any sense, am I? So the idea is that this event will make me lose 25 government reform progress. It can't make me lose reform progress if I don't have any. So if I spend mine first, then this doesn't cost me anything. So if I had the ability to click this button twice to get rid of all my reform progress, we would be at 0 in the end, rather than at what this is going to be, like 17 or something. Right, if I click this button, I'll be at roughly 17 progress. If I don't do anything, if I could spend this all first, then I would have effectively only spent 17 points on the benefit we got from clicking this button twice. But since this button increases in cost by 20% every time you click it, the first click will be 20, the second will be 24, which is more than we have. So what we would do then is click this once, and then essentially the price doesn't matter. And it is, right, we're paying 17 rather than 20 for clicking the button. And I think clicking the button is generally bad. So now I'm just going to click here, and that'll have to be okay. I hope that made some sort of sense. I know it was a bit confuddled there. So what's my plan for this war? Do I have a plan? I mean, for one, I would like to know where the heck you are gonna unblack flag. In Fazugli, for reasons? Sure. Interesting choice. I say choice. It's not really a choice. Now, where do I want to loot? RC is fully looted, I assume. The reason I asked that question is because ideally, well, assuming I'm not going to loot everything, I want to loot places that I'm not going to take so they don't have tons of devastation. Or the ones I take don't have tons of devastation. So Hadia... Which is a thing that we had a claim on, right? Did we already lose our early claims? No. So maybe I mistook that. It's not Hadia. I feel like it was Hadia, though. That we got that mission claim on? Oh, no, maybe we do. Maybe these... Oh, these are all ones I fabricated. Okay, so we lost the early mission claims already. Fine. Whatever. I think I'm gonna go and loot Hadia. Yeah. So stay here, I suppose. My main stack is hunting these hooks anyway, so we're not going to get much loot where we're staying. So that's kind of fine. Still, maybe go somewhat southish with it. Again, though, what's the plan for this war? We now have 84% war score, which is going to allow us to take a lot. And waiting for RC seems bad, especially with this disaster ticking up. And there's a good chance Algeron just doesn't peace out when there's only RC available. Because they only have 34% war score. They're almost capped on the war score from the war goal, I think. No. Neither. There's no point there. Because I control Sedamo. But that's also not going to happen. So the war score is not going to change much. And they're probably going to be there and they're like, I want to take RC, but I can't. Because I don't have enough war score, and therefore they're just going to sit in the war forever. At least that seems very likely. So we're going to be looking for a peace. We could wait for ticking war score if we find that we need a few more points. But all in all, I think looking at a peace deal seems like a good idea. Probably going to look at aggressive expansion anyway. Let's say I take everything I have claims on. That is okay aggressive expansion wise. It gives us okay overextension. Coring is something we can manage, so that's all fine. Question, is there anything else we want to pick up? Or are we probably looking for a humiliate, right? Probably looking for this peace deal. Handle our power prediction for a while, get our humiliate rival here, have the ability to start a golden era if we want to. That seems very good. So something along these lines seems like it's what we want. So we need a few more points. Obviously war reps and stuff would be nice, but there's really no need. We shouldn't have insane amount of war score from battles, do we? No. So beating up these Ethiopians again would do something. So I guess we do that, just that. And moving my southern troops up because looting will just give very, very small benefits. But I might want them to reinforce a battle. And I also don't want them to risk getting rebelled upon. Because these Ethiopian provinces now have... Where are you going? Butana. No, I'd rather fight you there. They now have unrest from our occupation here. And apparently decreased autonomy too. Oof. I feel like that's something we're actually gonna keep having once we take it. I hope not, but it feels like that's a modifier that's gonna stick around. Which I don't like. So... Yeah, we might have problems there. We'll see. Anyway. We'll wait for these folks to lock into Butana. There you go. And then we go and meet them on the field of battle. We might get a crossing penalty? Really? From what river? What? Al-Qadarif does not have a river to Butana. What? I mean, also they don't have a general, so there won't be a crossing penalty anyway, but... What? Why would this give me a crossing penalty? Exactly? That makes no sense, game. None. Not at all. What am I crossing? The desert? Miklev at war with the Lord. Yeah, sure. Come in, come in. Do your worst. So please go and crush these folks. Thank you. Well, work started on the crushing. Horrible rolls. I'm never gonna... Ooh. Get to make use of our insane morale stacking for stack wipes, because we always roll badly. Now this is... it's a button. 35 admin for 3 innovativeness is nice. That's a fair trade. Even though we need admin and stuff, but still. Obviously it costs us a bunch of money. 80 ducats straight up and another 10% of our tax income. Roughly. For, what's that? 15 years? So that is a year and a half worth of taxes, which is a lot. That's 60 ducats is a year. That's another 90 ducats or so. Again, very, very rough because it will actually additively modify here, so it's slightly less bad. But still, it's a lot of ducats. But trading ducats for innovativeness seems very good in the long run. And we get some prestige for it too, which is not useless. So I think we do this. Question is, that's going to mean we take up a loan. Does that hurt us much? I don't think so. Don't think I want to do the merchant loans. Oh, we actually have an increase in corruption right now, which makes sense. So I don't need to debase currency either. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take that loan. It'll be fine. Should be just one loan. Oh, we did get our stack wipe. Nice. That gives us 100% war score, so we can take whatever we want here. Oh, technically, could do this. Well, I suppose, this. And not take a loan. I think that's worth it. We get inflation from taking the money too, so it's not like we're saving on that loan inflation. Still, we're not taking anything else anyway. Oh, Kafa now cares? That's fine. I think this is all right. Something seemed to have changed. It's less admin to core. Oh, because we have the extra innovativeness, because that makes sense. I think it's still the same land. Why is it Ilu Babor? Do I have a claim on Ilu Babor? I mean, I just clicked on all the things that were free of dip, which kind of seems to say that I have a claim on this. And I do. I consider that to be... Oh, Ethiopia, never mind. I consider that to be a core. No. I have a claim. Valid until the war ends or August 1501. I don't know how this claim happened. But I mean, sure. I think this is fine. Pretty good peace deal, I think. Sure, there's more land we could technically take, but that would just cause problems, and it's not like there's great land around. Oh, things changed because you lost RC too. So this peace actually happened and they took RC. Didn't expect that. Does that make any difference? I don't think so. I could consider tailoring this a bit more. Like doing this, take 32 ducats exactly. So we're even on money. Maybe not exactly, because it might not quite... We might not be in the positive immediately after the war, because we're still reinforcing troops. So maybe like this. I think minimizing inflation here is fine. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. Let's quickly check. I mean, I'm very, very sure that nobody is in coalition territory. Okay, nobody is. It's just that it can happen that there's somebody that doesn't get any aggressive expansion from this war that already considers you to be very, very naughty, aka has more than 50 aggressive expansion with you, or 50 or more. And then you suddenly have a coalition of 4, even though you only saw 3. But it's not the case here, and it could be. Demand? Yes. Done. Power projection out the wazoo. Call, please, before that disaster hits. Yep. Should still be fine on the timer. Operative word being should, of course. Did we? Not yet, no. We need to start thinking about subjects, because we have that mission. Kaffa might make a good subject. Do we have Kafan cores? We don't. I think Kaffa is probably too big to diplomatically vassalize. Although I'd love that. Yeah, 69. Nice. Is a bit much of a difference to overcome. So I'm probably gonna eat up Kaffa, the ally to Midri. If we didn't pick up all that aggressive expansion, I might be tempted. See that flickering of the... I didn't even unpause. How does the... Anyway. Yeah, I think we might just declare on Kaffa kind of soon, considering they don't have any friends and they rival to Ethiopia. Yeah. Pick up another gold mine. I want to build a spy network on the Kaffans. Kaffites. Coffees? Sure. And yeah, let's do your best to curtail all these separatists. It does seem rough, but hey. Join your friends. I'm staying up there because the Elodian separatists are going to be the first ones to fire. Pretty sure. We should technically probably know where they fire. Al-Qadarif or Soba. Not in Butana. These are different separatists? They're Dongolan. Funny. 111. So they're going to fire in Soba most likely. Do I have enough supply limit? I do. Okay, let's be in Soba then. Being sober. Could you imagine? Terrible idea. Regrettably, we lost the I just love that message. It's so... it's so sad that we lost it. I mean, you know why we lost it, right? What about the Medribarians? We have claims. We have a claim, and the claim on Beja is not that interesting, right? Yeah. So maybe that's not prime interest territory. Just wondering where to send my second guy. Could go back to some Elodian, but we still have a truce for a few years, I'm sure. 1507, yeah, that's quite a few years, so it's not like necessary. But then again, who else are we going to do? Ajuran. We could do Ajuran. Might just want to do Ajuran, honestly. Not because... Wait, do we still have these cores? After all, these claims. We do. Just didn't see them? Maybe we lost the claim on the Ethiopian place when we didn't actually take it in the war? Maybe. How long are these claims good for? 1501 still. Yeah, okay, it's not tons of time. Technically means I could probably go and take Mogadishu. Not that I'm utterly into that kind of thing. Oh, Vessel of Acheron. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just going to go build some spy network on the Acheronese. Just so we have another claim around there. Oh, wow. Mercs. But we just eclipsed the Ethiopians. So we have room for more rivals, but no actually useful eligible rivals. Yep, we are gonna need to stop doing that. So I suppose we come back from Acheron. I like that you need a diplomat to revoke an embargo. You need to send them there to tell them that we're no longer embargoing them. Not improve relations. Whoops, that's certainly a mistake. I mean, please. Rebels in Lodi are coming up. This is to be expected, but you should be back on your duty. Duty. Yeah, I mean, why not? And once we... No, cancel. Once we can, we want to go back to building that spy network. Completed building the dock. Build spy network. Consider our thingamabobs. We can seize land, but the Rabbites are probably unhappy, and they are. We can't use this next year. Okay. So once again, waiting for the Rabbites. Tis what tis. Tis what tis. Are we still... No, we're still not interested in this too much. Alright, how interested am I in turning my maintenance down? Not. I'm not interested because we have rebels coming up. Adal coming in. I mean, I get it. I get it, Adal. Stab cost modifier. If I had admin, I might use it. Try to remember the fact that we have that going. And maybe before we get the new modifier, I think it's on a yearly tick that modifier changes, we might hit up that stab button. Assuming we get enough admin. Do we refocus our... We can't, okay. Not until 96. I probably want to refocus in 96. Not the least because we're terrible at admin. And I think we're still behind admin tech, yeah, very much so. Getting close to getting unbalanced research even. Which nobody could want. Sure, Yemen, come in. Help beating up those Ethiopians. They are very disgusting. I did not overextend, right? No, not even close. Just saw all these cores. Reconstructing was a bit afraid. Okay, this is one where our morale probably have to save a lot of casualties. Which is nice. Who's next? Ethiopians, probably? Yeah, pretty likely to be Ethiopians. In Wollo, Luster, Aju, Demont, lots of places. What's a big place? 7, 5, 9 in Gojam, 9 in Wollo. So it's probably Gojam or Wollo. Right? No, 13. Gondar. Alright, let's get to Gondar. And let's try and be efficient about it. And do our good old stutter stepping. Yep. Stay here. Suppress. Lots of clicking work for not a lot of gain. But hey, wait for the 1st of February. And then start walking again. The reason this works is that unrest only gets calculated, or rebel gain. Rebel progress gain is only calculated every month on the monthly tick. So it's enough if you're suppressing on the monthly tick. You don't need to be suppressing in between. 28th of February, I can't... That's... no, too risky. This thing tends to lie. And one day off there would be bad. Alright, you know what else is one day off? Us. Well, not one day, but a couple minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, you're damned. If you have anything at all to say, that comment section is there for you. And I even caught up on a lot of comments today. Not quite all of them yet, but I'll try. Thank you so much for watching. See you folks next time.